And away we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with Marty Johnson, a.k.a. Dawg Knight. I'm back from my lovely weekend where I spent watching my brother get married. Oops, I have a steak sitting here still. I'm going to move it over here. You don't need to see the rest of my breakfast. Anyway, how you doing today? I see Johnny Hellcat's in the chat, and so is Sarah. Welcome this morning. Feel free to tweet that link out. And we're just going to kind of get into this morning. Man, did a whole lot of stuff go on this weekend. I'm at a wedding trying to just avoid Twitter and trying to stay out of the things going on in the world. And, woo, some stuff blew out of there. Yes, I did. I cut my hair. Hi, Tarkat. I see you too. Hey, yeah, I cut my hair. I figured I was going to go to a wedding and, I should probably cut my hair because it was getting a little unruly. Plus, I just wanted to look good for the Nigerian wedding. And my first Nigerian wedding. It was really cool. And what I'm going to do, excuse me, let me take a drink of my reparations coffee because I got it ready here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a lot of the photographs. I'm going to put those over on my Instagram account, which is @YesThatMarty. You can follow me there. And then I'll make a short video. It won't be real elaborate, just kind of showing you what the complete and utter fashion show that a Nigerian wedding is, especially at the reception. My goodness, it's amazing. So I'll have some photos on Instagram. I'll also put a short video on my other channel just to give you an idea what that looks like. But man, it was great. Got to see a bunch of family that I haven't seen for a while. Also, we got to spend, one of my daughters has a friend she used to star in plays in high school with that lives out there, and he's doing some acting work out there. And we went to hang out with him one day and went to hang out at the Santa Monica Pier. It's weird, though, because I left Minnesota, and it was, well, let's see, on Wednesday, it was 28 below zero when I woke up that morning. And I went from what is that? Anyone know what that is? I went from that to 61 degrees in Los Angeles, which I thought, that's balmy to me. That's a 90-degree difference in temperature. But people there are out there wearing coats and talking about it's cold. My mother lives out there too. We got to have, I went and had dinner with my mother and my sisters that from her side of the family. And that was fun too. I got to see my nephews who I hadn't seen for a while. Both of them go to UCLA, and so that was cool. But the temperature changed. Everyone out there is cold, wearing jackets and stuff, and I'm like, hey, T-shirts, I should be wearing shorts. It was warm. The only problem is I was there on the only weekend in the entire year that it was raining. It rained the whole weekend of my brother's wedding, but it didn't matter. The rain was probably a good luck. It was a beautiful wedding, beautiful things, and again, I'll put those up on Instagram and on my other channel, which is Marty's Big Journey. Now let's get into it because there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, and probably not going to even get to a whole bunch of it today, but we're going to just hop into it. Good morning, Grillin' Pirate Pete. What's going on? Like and share, clicking is free, y'all lazy scumbags. What is that? Now, I've never even seen this before. Let me look at this. There's a little show and hide. What does that mean? Oh, Johnny. Oh, thank you, Johnny Hellcat. Yes, I appreciate you putting up the link for my Streamlabs, too. In fact, Johnny was the first person to donate to my Streamlabs. I really, really, really appreciate that. And also, well, it's going across there. Jaeger Pony also threw it $15 the other day. And that was really exciting because I appreciate that support. But again, the other support that I really appreciate is when you click that little share. It's, let's see, let me see on my screen. It's going to be right down about there. It says share with a little arrow. If you click that and share this out, that is also very, very appreciated. All right, let's get into it. So, I've been spending most of my last week on this Jussie Smollett story, and my God, Jussie finally decided to clear some things up for us this weekend. As you may have already heard, he was doing a concert at the Troubadour in LA, and that was the first time really we've seen him in public, and he decided that during this concert he was going to clear some things up. And it's great. I'm glad he did. I was excited to hear it. I couldn't wait. I was waiting with bated breath just wanted to hear what Mr. Smollett would say. So we're going to check out a little article from Entertainment Tonight. As you know, they put out the article the other day saying that he would be actually performing at the Troubadour, that his injuries did not preclude him from doing that, although we already knew that. But let's check out this article. Jussie Smollett clarifies details of the attack. There's things being said that are absolutely not true. Yes, we're going to hear the story. Here it comes. And before I get there, I'm going to say hi to his kitten. His kitten. Good morning. Hi all. All right. So, again, good morning, everybody. I appreciate you being here. So, he's going to clarify some things. All right. I've been waiting because there's a whole lot of questions I have. Jussie. I keep calling him Jesse. It's Jussie. Jussie. What kind of a name is Jussie? Jussie? Something? Oh, yeah. Oh, who are those dudes? The twins. I want to say the Holmes twins. They are hilarious. Did a whole little bit of this. Jussie or Jesse. But anyway. So, Jussie Smollett is speaking out about the homophobic racist attack he suffered in Chicago. Now, notice, Entertainment Tonight does not say the alleged homophobic racist attack, but they absolutely are sure that it was a homophobic and racist attack. The 35-year-old actor and singer took to the stage at the Troubadour in Los Angeles on Saturday night for a performance that was scheduled prior to the attack. And during his set, he told fans he wanted to clear up certain details he said were wrongly reported. What could those be? Jason Burns, good morning. Do you think you know what those could be? Maniac Man, huh? Answers? Do you have answers? Hit that share button. There's a lot of stuff that's been said about me that is absolutely not true, Smollett said before speaking out about his injuries. I was bruised, but my ribs were not cracked. They were not broken. What? Your ribs weren't broken. This was a brutal attack. There had to be something broken. You had to have bruises and things all over your body and cuts and scrapes and kicks and... We already knew that, dumbass. You already told us that. Okay? And not in so many words. But let's move on. I went to the doctor immediately. Frank Gatson drove me. I was not hospitalized, he added. What? You weren't hospitalized? Everyone said you were in the hospital. You were recovering. You were damaged from this brutal and vicious attack. But we already knew that, Jussie. Do you see a theme here? Both my doctors in LA and Chicago cleared me to perform, but said to take care, obviously. Really? We already knew that. You already told us that. It was already, in fact, it was in an Entertainment Tonight article just a few days ago that you were cleared to perform because your injuries were minor. The hospital released you in good condition. We already knew this. Oh, but also, Smollett also stressed that he fought back against his attackers. Okay. But wait a minute now. This is funny. And above all, I fought the fuck back, he concluded before joking, I'm the gay Tupac. Are you kidding me, dude? You're the gay Tupac, huh? Yeah, I know. You've been shot a few times. You've been in jail. You shot at people. You shot at cops. You got gunned down in a brutal drive-by shooting. May you rest in peace. Shut the here's now. I'm gonna let you see this because this is the tweet I saw yesterday where I happened to go find this article. And the article said, or the tweet from Entertainment Night, Jussie Smollett speaks out on inaccuracies surrounding his attack. Now watch this. Now let me ask you. Now, if you haven't seen this, just bask in the glow of this beaut. I hope you can hear it. Hang on. I love you. So this is Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You didn't get shot, nigga. That's funny. Anyway, Mr. Smollett, let's watch this. Now, first of all, do you see? Now, if you can see this, I'm sure you can see this on your screen. Note, he's reading this off a piece of paper. What is this? Now, what's this dude do for a living? He's an actor. He has to memorize, what are those called? Lines. And he's reading this shit off a piece of paper. But let's just watch this. This is embarrassing. Embarrassing. No, excuse me. Let me rephrase that. This should be embarrassing. Here we go. I love you!
Just because there's been a lot of stuff that has been said about me that's absolutely not true. And so I feel like
I don't know what she said there. Hang on, let me go back.
And so I feel like
oh, she said, we don't believe that shit. Wait a minute, hold up. Because the stuff, you know, oh my goodness. Oh, Johnny, you got to go. Oh, dude, have a good night, man. I'm sorry. I know you work at night, so I know you need some sleep, Johnny. So we'll talk to you later. Okay, listen, let me go back here.
And so I feel like
we don't believe that shit. Now listen, the stuff that's not true. Listen to this again because let me tell you. I'll tell you in a minute. Hang on here. Listen to this. Listen to this.
I'm sure my lawyer's sitting up here like, no, Jussie, no, shut the fuck up and sing. Down, I'm sorry. There's just a couple of points that I wanted to make really quick. Just because it's 4 points. My little sister is literally like Olivia Pope, like she's in the back.
Get with it. Come on. Spit it out.
I was bruised, but my ribs were not cracked. They were not broken.
I was bruised, but my ribs were not cracked, not broken.
I went to the doctor immediately. Frank Gatson drove me. I was not hospitalized.
I went to the hospital immediately, blah, blah, blah. Frank Gatson took me. I was not hospitalized. Yes.
Both my doctors in LA and Chicago cleared me to perform, but said
he was cleared to perform by doctors in Chicago and LA. I'm curious why he went to see some doctors in LA, because he was already fine from when he left Chicago.
To take care, obviously. And above all, I fought the fuck back.
And I fought the fuck back. Yes, you know, he needs notes to tell that story. What the hell you need notes for that for? You had to write that down? And you said your lawyer's telling you to shut the fuck up and sing? No! Your lawyer wrote that down. Here's the problem, Jussie. Those are all things that were being said about you that were in the media that you could have cleared up on day one. But I figured it out. I figured this out on day one after reading a couple different articles and a couple different statements that were made by your camp. Although it's interesting because some of your camp kept telling these stories. One, no one thought we knew after one day that your ribs weren't broken, even though all the media outlets were trying to say they were. And all the media outlets who weren't verifying anything in the reports, they're the ones who were wrong. So that was something that should have been beneficial to you. That was one of these inaccuracies that you're talking about. The second inaccuracy about you went to the hospital immediately. and you were not hospitalized. We already knew that too, because it's stated right in one of the first early reports that you refused transport from the police, but that your friend took you to the hospital and you were released a couple hours later. So we knew that you did not, we knew you weren't hospitalized, but all the media outlets and the people, celebrities tweeting saying that you did not correct until now. That was something that was supposed to be in your favor. What was the third one? I can't even. This is nuts. Here, let me just read this to you because I wrote this out on Twitter. Wait, those are the inaccuracies you think are concerning, and you needed to write those down? There's a much bigger question than these. Also, these are the inaccuracies that were reported by the media, particularly by TMZ. But how did TMZ get the scoop on this story in the first place? Why did TMZ have details the police didn't? That required a follow-up Chicago police interview. Anyone paying attention knew you weren't hospitalized and didn't have broken ribs. Those are inaccuracies that people around you could have cleared up for you, for your well-wishers, but did not. But now you're saying you immediately went to the hospital before you contacted the police? No. Because you still had that brand new clothesline around your neck when the police arrived. Perhaps this was just a misspeak. The hospital would have made you take it off. I think what you meant to say is that your friend took you to the hospital immediately after you refused the police offer to call for transport to the hospital. And that was after you gave the initial report in the apartment. Of course, you weren't hospitalized, and of course, doctors approved you to perform. You only had superficial injuries from this brutal, savage attack. But you let the public believe all week that it happened in a different way. So this, shut the fuck up, Jussie. You're lying again, okay? And I'm at the point where and let me give you one caveat. I might be wrong, but I don't think I am. I think this whole story is bullshit. So, let's see here. Let me look at the chat real quick, see what you guys are saying while I'm talking here. I'm going to try to do that more often now. Didn't the police interview him 45 minutes after the attack, then went to the hospital? Yes, he refused emergency medical services. He has to have notes with bullet points. Yeah, why? You can't remember that? You're an actor. You should know your lines. Still think it's a hoax. I do too. Thank you, Maniac Man. His bigots also sounded like stereotype found in most hoaxes. Absolutely. -5 degrees, 30-degree wind chill. Yeah, well-known breeding ground for criminal racist activity. They just happened to be walking outside with the rope and some bleach and all that mess. Yeah, that's bullshit. And let's see. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Nice to see you there. He had his phone with us. Yeah, that's the other thing. Now the police are reporting that he still had his sub sandwich when he walked in the building too. So apparently he took his leftovers and got his ass whooped, and his phone was out, and he was on the phone while he was getting beat, but he still had his phone. He still had his sandwich. Amazing. Amazing. And he fought them off. He fought the fuck back, he says. Unbelievable. All right. So that's today's fucketry from Jussie Smollett. I'm sure this story will end soon with some surprises. Okay, so now some other joyous things happening this weekend. Let's see. I'm curious if this is trending. Oh, by the way, let me show you something here. Police did. Where is it here? Police did find another photo of the possible assailants. I got to show this to you. This is important because they've been releasing more stuff. Let me see if I can find it here. Oh, I know where it is. Hang on. Sorry, me. I kind of fly by the seat of my pants, but I think this is very, very, very important. Oh yeah, this is Robbie Starbuck, who's been following this. Jussie Smollett update. He does not have broken ribs, and he was not hospitalized. Amazing how wrong the reporting was. Yeah, it is amazing. it's amazing to the point where it just pisses me off. But hey, here is there is a clearer picture that they got from the Jussie Smollett attack. Let me show you this, because I think this is important, because maybe we'll be able to identify the perpetrators because of this. Here we go. Hit the little transition button. There you go. These guys right here, these might be the attackers. We're not sure. If you've seen people who look like this or from the Chicagoland area and recognize these people, please let the Chicago Police Department know. It's very important that you do that. Okay. I'm just oh, absolutely love the internet. It is amazing. It's amazing. All right. So that's it. If you happen to see those people. So, hey, I'm going to go into Twitter 20. We might get back to the governor of Virginia. There's another story out today that could cause some problems here. Not just for the governor of Virginia, but for his possible successor. So we'll get into that in a second. But let's go into today's Twitter trends. Now, first of all, it is World Cancer Day, and that's not necessarily trending on Twitter, but it is on the top of the promoted list here. Why it's on the top of the promoted, I don't know. But let's see if there's anything anything interesting about World Cancer Day. Well, obviously the first thing you're going to see is something from a pharmaceutical company. Yippee. Let's see. Supporting fighters, admiring survivors, honoring the taken, and never, ever giving up hope. That's a great message. I've known plenty of people who've have bouts with cancers, including my father-in-law, and so it's important to remember this. But cancer is probably one of the most researched illness. I don't know if you want to call it maladies in the world, and there have been some interesting recent discoveries, and so we may be seeing, we're in that part of a lifetime where you may see some cures that are some amazing cures for different types of cancer. So it's a great time to be alive. It's amazing how long people survive cancer now. Even from the time when I was a kid, as soon as you heard the word cancer, you thought, oh God, this person's gonna die. And in the last 50 years, there have been amazing strides. So cool. That's about World Cancer Day. That is today. Moving on back into more Twitter trends today. Let's go back to the home page. Christophe St. John. I don't know if you're familiar with him. If you are a fan of The Young and the Restless, Christophe St. John passed away. Pants paid tribute to Young and the Restless star Christophe St. John, who died at, it didn't end there, I don't know. When I was in college, believe it or not, in my fraternity house, The Young and the Restless was always on the TV down in the main TV room. I don't know why people liked it so much, but yeah, this guy was a pretty good actor. He was, Shamar Moore was also in that show, if you didn't know that. But man, 52 years old. Let's see if there's a. Let's see. Oh, great. Well, let's read the TMZ article. I'm not a fan of TMZ after this. Well, I've never been a fan of TMZ. They're kind of stupid, but excuse me. Christophe St. John, star of a long-running soap opera, The Young and the Restless, was found dead Sunday, TMZ has learned. Law enforcement sources tell us one of Christophe's friends went to check on him at the actor's home in San Fernando Valley and found his body. Police and paramedics were alerted and responded to the house. We're told Christophe was pronounced dead on the scene. We're told there was no sign of foul play. However, one source say alcohol may have played a role. And he was Neil Winters on The Young and the Restless, and he's had a tragic and troubled history with suicide. He and his ex-wife, boxer Mia St. John, lost their son Julian when he took his own life in 2014 while getting treatment at a mental health facility. Mia and Christophe sued the facility for negligence. The suit was eventually settled. In 2017, around the anniversary of Julian's suicide, Christophe threatened to kill himself with a gun. Cops placed him under a 72-hour hold for psychiatric evaluation. So he's had a troubled life since he in his long acting career. Yeah, it's tough, man. And again, we talked about World Mental Health Day or something last week, and it's something you got to take care of the people around you. Yeah, it's kind of sad. So let's get back into Twitter trends. That's a sad thing. I like that show, and he was actually pretty good on the show. So there. And trending number 2 without even the promoted tweet by Merck is also World Cancer Day. So let's go into this one again. Hang on here. Let's go into this one again, see if there's any other interesting things. There's a bunch of different cancer ribbon colors, man. So yeah, there's a whole spectrum of colors you could for different things: prostate, testicular, kidney, lung, pancreatic, head, neck, cervical, uterine, leukemia, lymphoma, melanoma, liver, brain, colon, stomach, breast, ovarian, childhood cancer. There's a whole bunch, man. And then let's see. So yeah, cancer will be cured 100%, 1% guaranteed. I understand that in Cuba there is a type of cure. They've developed a medicine or something that cures it. So I can't remember which type of cancer it is. But man, there's a whole lot. Like I said, there's a lot of research. I really have hope as far as this particular disease or malady is concerned. All right. What else is trending today on Twitter? We got Monday motivation, the typical Monday thing. I'm not sure if you remember the guys AP and Ghastly. What was their? I can't even remember what their thing was, but Ghastly put up something here on for motivation, Monday motivation, Ghastly dope, marijuana cigarettes, please smoke responsibly, grown with the love of the whale. All hail the blue whale, if you're familiar with that shtick. Excuse me. What else today? Monday motivation. Who says Mondays have to be bad? Pulled pork pierogies say otherwise. Oh, pulled pork pierogies. Where's this? I want to know where that is. Cheese pierogies? I don't see pulled pork pierogies on here. What the hell? Oh, pulled pork available. Okay, you can get pulled pork pierogies wherever this place is. But I want to know where it is. Jeez, it's not anywhere near me. St. Jerome's Eats, wherever that is. Any other good? Is there any good Monday motivation today? Let's see. Think about what you want. Easy to spot a yellow car when you're always thinking of a yellow car. Easy to spot opportunity when you're always thinking of opportunity. Easy to spot reasons to be mad when you're always thinking of being mad. You become what you constantly think about. Watch yourself. Hey, I like that. That's a good Monday motivation. All right, there's our Monday motivation. That's my favorite. I'm done. That's it. Let's go on. Monday morning. Army's what's up? It's Army Celica Day. I don't know what that means. Your personality in 3 words. We'll look at it quick. What the hell? What the hell? Your personality in 3 words. Read my chart. Cute, lovable, snuggly. Yeah, that's me. Those are mine. Oh, here's try me, bitch. Your personality. Bullshit detector? Yeah, I've been the bullshit detector lately. There's been a lot of bullshit out there. When I'm in a bad mood, someone tries to talk me, which says tired, mouthy crank. All right, enough of Monday morning or whatever. What am I doing? Your personality in 3 words. Okay, here's what I was really looking for today on Twitter trends. Saturday, we saw a certain photo of a certain governor from Virginia that a lot of people were talking about all day on Twitter, and that has all but disappeared as far as from now. Celtic grilling pirate. There you go. It's all but disappeared from Twitter, and that'd be the Virginia governor. So I'm just going to type in, let's see, let's go here. I'm going to click over here. We're going to go Virginia governor. And I'm going to do it in DuckDuckGo instead of Google, because Virginia governor. Ralph Northam from Virginia. Okay. That's not how I wanted to do it. I wanted to put Ralph Northam. I'm going to put Northam. We'll put it in the search here first. Okay, so we know that Governor Northam has been asked to resign because of some pictures that were found in his yearbook. Here's the USA Today article about it. Okay, here you go. Biden, NAACP, and more calls for Governor Ralph Northam to resign persist for a second day. Calls for Virginia Governor Ralph Northam to resign are coming from all sides of the political aisle following a report Friday that Northam appeared in a photo in his medical school yearbook that showed a man dressed in blackface and another wearing a Ku Klux Klan hood. And the pictures are from, where are they? There it is, right there from his yearbook page. There's the picture, which he's already apologized for once. Then he said something about being in the picture. Now he says he may not have been in the picture because he doesn't think it was him. So, which means that he was in some type of photo like that at some other point, if this one is not of him, but he already admitted to being in a picture like that. And everyone is just falling all over themselves for this guy to resign. Now, the thing is, a few days earlier, he was talking about how a delivered baby or could be resuscitated, and then something about abortion, and the mother could be consulted after the baby's alive and being comfortable and deciding whether or not. So I think there's a little bit of weird skew of what is it that causes you to have to resign. And so there's also a question of whether or not it was Democrats who dug this up or Republicans who dug this up, this little photo kerfluffle, which I don't really care. And let me just give you my probably the most unique take on the plan on this, because people are just tripping all over themselves saying this man needs to resign. Here's my question. Okay, now this is back when he was 25 and it either was a costume party or it was something really stupid. And I'm an 80s kid. Okay, I graduated high school in the 80s. I grew up, those are my years, okay? I'm in high school and college during the 80s. I wonder the context of the photo. Is this a costume party? Is this something where he's just being an asshat and it's, something stupid and he's trying to be obnoxious as possible? Because people try to be obnoxious sometimes. And despite the fact that this is in really poor taste, why these people are just stumbling all over each other trying to tell this man to resign. I have a bigger question, and it's not even related to the abortion part of it. Is Governor Northam a racist now? Is he a racist right now? Does the photo from 25 years ago mean he's a racist now? If he's not, that has no bearing on whether or not I think he should resign. I don't care. Yes, it's a stupid photo from many years ago, but I want to know if he's a racist now. And I wouldn't have supported him anyway. If you ever saw it, I don't know if you're familiar with the race that made him governor, but he ran against Republican Ed Gillespie. And they ran an ad. It's just a despicable ad of a guy driving around in a pickup truck chasing a bunch of minority people. And here, hang on, I gotta click my show buttons. I gotta learn I don't want my chat censored. I don't care what you say in the chat unless it's, well, there's some things I might say I might kick you out for, but that's a pretty high threshold. Anyway, this is the guy ran an ad. The Democrats ran an ad against Ed Gillespie, saying that this guy was going to have someone chasing some brown kids around in a pickup truck with a Confederate flag. You know, basically accusing of Ed Gillespie being a racist. And so this is a little bit what's the word? Karma? This is karma that this photo's come up. First of all, how the hell didn't Ed Gillespie's people find this yearbook photo? He had some terrible Oppo research, but then again, he didn't have the media helping him, because I'm sure if the media were looking, they would have found this. But since he's a Democrat, the media probably wasn't looking, which that's my personal opinion. But again, I want to know if he's a racist now. If he's not, then that's not a reason for him to resign. Now, the live baby, should we determine whether or not the mom wants to abort it after it's being resuscitated and held comfortably, that I'm concerned about that. But I think it's a problem that everyone's just getting their virtue signaling out here. Yeah, this was stupid. This was a dumb thing. This photo that you're looking at, that wasn't even cool in the 80s, at least not where I'm from. But on the other hand, as a joke, maybe in some circles it was. And like I said, if it's a costume party where everyone tries to bring the most offensive costume they can, fine. You know, there's people out there saying that a picture of coal miners covered in soot is blackface, and they're saying that's offensive. I mean, that's just nonsense. So anyway, that's my question about Governor Northam. But now, with the calls to have Governor Northam resign, this morning I'm reading an article about the lieutenant governor. And hang on here. What I do? Did I? Please tell me I didn't. I accidentally closed that. Oh, sorry about that, folks. I shouldn't have done that. The lieutenant governor is having problems now because he's being accused of sexual misconduct in 2004. Oh, Lord. It's got to be in here somewhere. Oh, here we go. Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax denies 2004 sexual assault allegation. That's here on the Twitters again. And now Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax is an African-American person, and everyone wants to put him up in the position of governor, but now he's having his own issues. The allegation involves an unsubstantiated claim of sexual assault. I can't talk. Here, let me get a drink of my coffee here. Okay. Unsubstantiated claim of sexual assault against Fairfax during the Democratic National Convention in 2004. In a statement issued minutes before 3 a.m. Monday, Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax denied an unverified allegation of sexual assault, a claim posted on the same website that first published an image of Governor Ralph Northam's now infamous medical school yearbook. The allegation involves an unsubstantiated claim of sexual assault against Fairfax during the Democratic National Convention. That is repetitive. Oh, it's because it's in the topper there. WUSA 9, along with the Washington Post and news outlets across Virginia, have known about the claim for months and have not been able to corroborate the allegations. Lieutenant Fairfax has an outstanding and well-earned reputation for treating people with dignity and respect, read the statement released on Twitter. He has never assaulted anyone ever in any way, shape, or form. But that was from 2004. How did they not know this? What happened to Me Too? What happened to just believing women? And so it's let's see, quite a long statement here for immediate release. Tonight, an online publication released a false and unsubstantiated allegation against Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax. Now, Now, let me read that again. Well, I'm going to read it again, but I'm curious because it says it released a false... Okay. It released the allegation, which they say is false, but it was an allegation against him. Listen and believe. Yeah, that's what I thought so, too. Listen and believe, you sexist journalist. Lieutenant Governor Fairfax has an outstanding, well-earned reputation for treating people with dignity and respect. He has never assaulted anyone, ever, in any way, shape, or form. The person reported to be making this false allegation first approached the Washington Post, one of the nation's most prominent newspapers, more than a year ago, around the time of the Lieutenant Governor's historic inauguration. The Post carefully investigated the claim for several months after being presented with the facts consistent with the Lieutenant Governor's denial of the allegation, the absence of any evidence corroborating the allegation, and significant red flags and inconsistencies within the allegation. The Post made the considered decision not to publish the story. Wow. Wow. They decided not to publish the story because of the Lieutenant Governor's denials? Now, oh my goodness. That's fascinating. That is fascinating. Isn't there a case, there's a recent case where the Post carefully investigated the claim for several months. After being presented with the fact consistent with the governor's denial of the allegation, who did that happen to recently? I've seen this story before, but it kind of turned out differently. Or, well, it didn't turn out. Very interesting. Anyway, the Post on the, on the conservative website, that's very important, that's the conservative website, Big League Politics, went live just as the Super Bowl ended late Sunday. Allies of the likely heir apparent to embattled Governor Northam called the development a clear smear tactic as Fairfax's profile arises. This is part of the sad and dark politics that the Lieutenant Governor has dedicated himself to helping Virginia. Excuse me. What? How did I read? I read that wrong. This... there's my daily alarm that I always forget to turn off. There we go. Okay, this is the part of a sad and dark politics that Lieutenant Governor has dedicated himself to helping Virginia and nation rise above. The overnight statement said, the Lieutenant Governor will take appropriate legal action against those attempting to spread this defamatory and false allegation. Well, hold on now. How do you take appropriate legal action? Wait, attempting to spread this defamatory and false allegation. Well, the allegation is an allegation. The report didn't make the allegation. The report reported the allegation. Now, so you have to take up with the person who's making the allegation as to whether it's wrong. Now, it very well could be wrong. I don't have any reason to believe one way or another because I don't know the case. I don't know the evidence. And until there is evidence, I am going to say that the Lieutenant Governor is innocent until proven guilty. Even though that's not how these cases always work. But I am more than willing to say the Lieutenant Governor is innocent until proven guilty, until there's evidence of this happening. So, yeah, that's a lesson learned. Or we should have learned that lesson, but we don't all the time. So, whatever. All right, let's go quickly. Let's move on here. I've got a few more things I want to hit today before I get out of here, so let's do this. Get back in. That's the Lieutenant Governor. I can close that window. I can... okay, that's done. Again. Oh, you know what? There's another... I think there's an update on CWB Chicago. I hate to do this, go backwards, but I was looking at the most recent. Back to the Jussie Smollett case. I hate to go backwards, but I forgot to talk about this too. So there's another update to this story. Apparently, the threat letter that was sent to the studio was mailed from the southwest suburbs of Chicago. Here it is from this, and this is that CWB with Chicago. They basically do they do crime. Yeah, I definitely need some more coffee. Let me take a drink. All right, Smollett case update. The threat letter mailed from the southwest suburbs. Persons of interest picked, released to appease downtown, and more. So there's a bunch of updates here. Let's just go through a few of these. So here's an update to the Jussie Smollett case, in which the star of Fox Television's Empire claimed he was beaten in Streeterville earlier that Tuesday by two people who put a noose around his neck, poured chemical on him, and lobbed anti-gay and anti-black slurs while shouting that Smollett was in MAGA country, a reference to Donald Trump's 2016 Make America Great Again campaign slogan. Now, this particular publication is taking a neutral. Those are just the claims. So they're not saying that those things happen. They're saying that that is how it was described. A source close to the investigation revealed that the purported threat letter against Smollett that was received days before the alleged attack was mailed from Chicago's southwest suburbs. The envelope was addressed to Smollett at the Empire production offices in Chicago and had MAGA scrawled in the return space. A white powder in the letter is believed to be Tylenol, according to media reports. The investigation into the letter's origins is being quietly conducted by the FBI. Quietly? Interesting. I'm sure. Here's something else that's bugging me about this whole damn thing. Okay? So, when that girl got shot in Houston and Sean King started raising money for the family and let's have a reward to find these guys, and they got this reward money going and they got up to about $100,000, and then they found the guys, and it was the two black guys. We all know that story. Maybe you don't know that story. If you're really interested, I can talk about it later. How is it that in this case, this brutal, savage attack on this, this gay black man celebrity, and there's no reward money being offered to find these two men? That's just, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why is no one trying to offer a reward? Maybe they'll find the guys. Anyway, all right, let's go. Two potential persons of interest seen in surveillance images released by Chicago police last week are two bums, according to a second source who is familiar with the investigation. Downtown demanded that we put out something, so we issued the photos, the source said. They weren't happy. What? So this is in quotes. The two, quote, potential persons of interest seen in surveillance images released by Chicago police last week are, quote, two bums, end quote, according to a second source. Because the people downtown are afraid, and they wanted, downtown meaning downtown police, the main police offices. They wanted just some photos put out, so they put out some photos. Next point, subpoenas have been issued to ensure that the phone records from Smollett and his music manager are received. As you remember, so his manager, so here's what happened. I told you what I thought about this on my stream Friday. When they initially interviewed Jussie Smollett, he told them the story. Then the police heard the reports on TMZ that said that about the racial slurs, about the MAGA part, some details that were in the TMZ report were not in the initial interview with Jussie Smollett. So they went back later in the day and re-interviewed him, and he said, because they asked him about these things that were in the TMZ report, and that too. Okay. So here's my thoughts and my theory on that is, okay, so then the manager speaks up and says, "Oh yes, well yes, we were on the phone, and I heard those things." Here's what happened in my mind, because how the hell did TMZ get this story? And I said this on Friday. I said TMZ got the story from Smollett's manager. And so the manager spun this yarn of what happened. And so when they re-interviewed Smollett, Smollett had to confirm those things. And so now they asked Smollett, well, you know what? We need to see your phone. We need to see, you know, your calls and stuff so we can perhaps confirm some of this information. Jussie Smollett refused to give the police his phone. And so now they have issued subpoenas to ensure that the phone records from Smollett and his music manager are received. The two claim that they were speaking with each other at the time of the attack, and the manager, Brandon Z. Moore, claims that he clearly heard racist slurs and MAGA country being said. So he's the one who told TMZ. That's how they know. Also, another point, police have dismissed the claims of a woman who lives in Smollett's building who reported seeing rednecks with rope in the area 90 minutes before the purported attack. This was freaking hilarious to me. First of all, she said she saw rednecks. How did she know they were rednecks? How would you, what made them rednecks? My joke is, was he smoking a corncob pipe? Was he carrying a banjo? How the hell do you know they were rednecks? And then she made the mistake of describing the rope. See, reports had come out that this rope was actually a clothesline that looked like it was brand new out of the package because it still had the folds in it. You know, the folds you get when you pull a clothesline out of a package. Well, she's claimed that she saw some rednecks hanging around the parking garage, one of them carrying a blue and white rope. Now, I'm sure she said blue and white rope blue and white rope that looked like a clothesline. Well, the clothesline was in some of the news reports, but apparently the clothesline she described does not match the clothesline that was wrapped around the singer's neck when police finally interviewed him. And we still don't know why that was still around his neck. This interview was 45 minutes after this alleged attack happened. All right, and then another point. After a vigorous performance Saturday night at an LA club, Smollett said that, against his lawyer's wishes, he wanted to straighten some things out about a story. Contrary to the original TMZ report that Smollett fractured a rib, the singer said after performing on Saturday that his ribs had only been bruised. He also stated that despite the same TMZ report, he was never hospitalized, merely treated and released. Yes, we already know that. We've already gone through that. Smollett failed to make these clarifications in an earlier list of clarifications released to TMZ. Now, yeah, that was the other thing. He already clarified to TMZ before on these things, but he never corrected them. Now he's getting down to correcting them almost a full week later. What the hell is going on here, son? Come on now. He then declared himself the gay Tupac and performed his encore. And so watch this now. Here's the gay Tupac. Oh man, his ribs must be killing him and dancing around. Look at him go. Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Whoop. Whoop. Oh, I'm gonna do it again. Come on, let's go. Everybody. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. Yeah, boy, he's jamming, isn't he? Looks like he's on the mend. Good morning, Tyler F. What's going on, my man? Hey, Jussie's jamming, man, for someone who just got brutally attacked. Man, brutal. Are y'all getting sick of me talking about this dude yet? I'm just having too much fun with this. I want to read about him every day if I can, but if y'all get sick of it, please, please, please let me know, because I'm just enjoying this too much. I don't know why. This dude, I'm sorry. I can't take it. I cannot take it. Oh my God. Yeah, no chemical burn. Well, I don't know if bleach is going to give you chemical burns. I mean, if you wash bleach off right away, it's not going to damage you too much. I saw that question, Maniac Man. Chemical burn. Yeah, I don't know. But, you know, the other thing, and here's a lot of people saying, you know, apparently bleach freezes at around 19 degrees as opposed to water, which freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And I even dismiss that as an argument that this didn't happen, only because, you know, if you go to Target and you're walking around, if you buy a bottle of bleach, it's going to take you hours, no matter how cold it is, it's going to take hours for a bottle of bleach to freeze. So I'm not saying that can't happen, but I'm just saying, who the hell is walking around Chicago at 2 a.m. carrying a noose and some bleach? Just randomly. Okay? You got, like I said, I think these dudes, somebody was shopping at Target getting some laundry supplies. Jussie. And this whole story is just bullshit. Now, and as we said, one of the police reports, or the police reports have stated that they now have video footage of Jussie from different cameras that are between the path of subway to the home he was going to. And they have footage for all of but 1 minute of his walk. They have it all pieced together between all these different video surveillance cameras in Chicago. However, it was the 1 minute prior between while he's walking on the street, there's a blank of 1 minute, and there's a one, then immediately picks him up again within 60 seconds of where it's blank, and he has that rope around his neck. So there's a 60-second window where this brutal attack could have happened. Bleach poured on him, racial epithets, MAGA country, brutal beating, where he had one scratch on his face and maybe a bruise on his rib, but that's just him saying that. And then he has the rope around his neck, walking into his building, walking right past the security guard, going onto the elevator, going upstairs, 20 minutes later making a phone call to the police, and then 45 minutes the police show up and he still has the rope around his neck. Yeah, right. I believe you, Jussie. I believe you. And whatever, you know, not allowing the police to turn on the body cameras while they're interviewing him, not allowing to have the phone to verify that you and your manager were on the phone at the same time. Now they've had to subpoena the records. I don't think the police are believing this. I really don't. I don't think anyone in Chicago believes this. I think his fans believe it. Oh, you know, here's the other thing I just thought of. Now, I know I only got about 10 people on here today. That's okay. I'll bet, because I remember, who thinks that MAGA people watch Empire? Probably not. Who watches Empire, period? Besides my wife. My wife likes that show. She loves that show. But, so, someone the other day said something about, one of the most famous black gay actors on TV. I didn't know his name before this incident. Did anyone know his name before this incident? This show's been on for 4 years, and I couldn't even tell you his character's name. For one, I've watched the first season and maybe some since then, but who the hell knew his name? But a lot of people know his name now. Jussie, Smollett. I don't know. Oh, Smollett. It's Jussie Smollett. I remember someone teach me how to say that the other day. Nobody even knew this dude. And, you know, victim of a racist and homophobic attack. Yes. All right. Well, no, it's a good question, Pete. If you believe the MAGA people are a bunch of racists, why are they watching the show full of black people and knew the character and actor who were both gay? Yeah. In fact, I didn't know he was really gay until this happened. I know he plays a gay character, and in fact, he didn't know he was gay until he started doing this role, and he just recently, he'd been struggling with his own sexuality. He's figured out he's gay in the last few years. I mean, good Lord. This is crazy. All right, let's see if there's any good headlines. I only got a few more minutes left. I'll pop into my favorite morning blog, the Ace of Spades. Oh, by the way, did y'all hear too on this, the governor? What's the good governor's name? Ralph Northam. When CNN did the report of the story, Anderson Cooper did a report on, the yearbook picture and stuff, and people calling for his resignation. And this is hilarious to me, but they described him as Governor Ralph Northam, Republican, Virginia. He's a Democrat. That happens a lot on CNN, where they get the wrong party when it's something bad, and then they get the right party when it's something good. Anyway, yeah, surprised Tupac doesn't rise up from his grave and come to kick his ass for the comparison. Woo! Could you imagine? Hey, Word Lotus, I just noticed you're here. Good morning. I'm glad you're here. Yeah. Even my oblivious 18-year-old son is laughing and calling this whole thing a lie. Yeah, it is. Yeah, but again, nobody ever heard of him before the show. All right, let me find some morning headlines real quick. The morning rant. This is the morning headlines. Is this it? Where's my morning headlines? Oh, gosh. The Super Bowl. I forgot about the Super Bowl. Okay, so here's why I'm not talking about the Super Bowl. I was on a plane during the Super Bowl. I missed most of it. I got home, and it was coming up on halftime, and I saw that the score was 3-0 at halftime, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this must be a crazy defensive battle. But we were with my daughter. We just gotten back from this wedding, and we're hungry. We were like, forget it. I'm going to skip the Super Bowl and we're going to go get something to eat. So my wife and I and my daughter went out to an Applebee's close to my house and we, the game was on while we were there, but I did watch it. And then I missed the halftime show because we got done eating just as the halftime show came on. So I didn't get to see the Maroon 5 and whoever the else it was, Travis Scott and Big Boy or whatever. Missed all that. And then I got home and I'm like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm going to bed. I just couldn't even watch it. So I hear I didn't miss anything. That's what it says here. Although I know the halftime score, according to one of my friends, I got a text from my friend, and it said the halftime score was Maroon 5, Patriots 3, and Rams 3. So I thought that was clever. 3-3 until the last 7. Yeah. So yeah, Maroon 5 had more points. Yeah, the Daily Beast. There was an article in the Daily Beast about if you support the Patriots or the team of white nationalists. Yeah, there's early contender for the 2019 Dumbest Journalist on the Internet Award. Here, let's just see this. The Daily Beast, their star quarterback, coach, and the owner all supported Trump. But that's not the only thing that makes the Patriots the preferred team of white nationalists. Oh my God, are you kidding me? What else here? I, for one, welcome our new lifestyle overlords. Let's see. Oh, that's just something else. All right, let's find some headlines, and then I got to get out of here. So just a second. Give me one moment as I ramble through. Oh, good God. Who's that? There's that. What the hell's going on here? Oh my gosh, Florida! It's a Florida man story. We're going for this one. This is the one I'm going for today. Florida man reportedly stole laxatives, believing them to be opioids. A Florida man was arrested after he reportedly stole several laxative pills from a person's house, believing them to be opioids. The man, Peter Hans Emery, 56, stole the pills from a medicine cabinet at the house he was staying at. He took them from a bottle labeled hydrocodone acetaminophen, believing them to be opioids. However, he reportedly discovered soon after that he had made a mistake. He was caught on camera stealing the pills, which led to his arrest. He also had a long history of crime and was booked on a felony charge as well as probation violation charges. Oh, man. He reportedly discovered soon after he had made the big mistake. Ooh, poor dude. But, hey, you know what? Yeah, poop what you sow. All right, let's see. What else? Let's try. Oh, the morning report. There we go. Let's see. We got a couple good articles in here. Or let's just give you some headlines. I'm just going to give you headlines, and then we'll decide which one, if I'm going to read one or not. McAuliffe urges successor Northam to make the right moral decision. They're trying to get Northam to resign. Yeah. He said, "Oh shit," but absolutely. Congressional Black Caucus. Northam has lost the authority to lead again. He calls them Congressional Black Caucasians. Yeah, everyone in Congress and all the Democrats are falling all over themselves to tell this guy to resign. It's like, again, is he a racist now? I mean, is there any redemption from that over? Is this guy's done for the rest of every kind of career he can have? Is he just done? Should he just retire right now? I mean, yeah, it was stupid shit to do when you're young, but I don't know. If if he wore that shit to a dinner party last weekend, then I'd be concerned. All right. Is Les Newsman finally going to bow down to pressure resign? That's Les Newsman. They call. I tell you, the way they write the headlines in this, I'd love. That's hilarious. And then his nickname was Coon Man. What does that name mean? He had some issues when he was younger. Did he somehow overcome them just to run for governor? And how the hell didn't anybody find this before? It's amazing. Before Northam, Democrats. Yeah, this is the truth. Hey, before Northam, Democrats didn't just dress up as Klansmen. They were Klansmen. Remember Robert Byrd? Remember him? Gosh, there's all sorts of pictures of him in his old Klan attire. But he was a U.S. Senator. When Virginia Governor Ralph Northam endorsed fourth trimester abortions last week. That's terrible, but that's kind of what he did, isn't it? It is kind of what he did. Nobody called for his resignation. His decision 35 years ago to masquerade either in blackface or as a Klansman, by the way, here's an update on that too. So he's saying, first of all, they're saying they don't know which one in the picture he is, but then there was a report that they were trying to, he was trying to figure out if that was him in the picture or not, which means he'd probably done it once before, but also that they were trying to use facial recognition software to determine if that was him in the picture, which means we know which one in the picture he was. If it was him, he was the guy in blackface, because facial recognition software ain't going to work through a Klan mask. Just saying. Anyway, which faction against taste Northam engaged in seems unclear. Offends modern sensibility to such a degree that his party, his predecessor, and nearly every presidential wannabe says he should step down. This says something more about us than him. Democrats did not always exhibit a zero-tolerance policy toward dressing up in white sheets. They once, at least in some parts of the country, demanded it from candidates. In 1924, the Democratic National Convention rejected, by a single vote, a resolution condemning the Ku Klux Klan. The nation's most prominent Democrat, Williams Jennings Bryan, used his considerable rhetorical gifts to shamefully aid the no's. My friends, the three-time presidential nominee told the convention, it requires more courage to fight the Republican Party than it does to fight the Ku Klux Klan, shaming them. In 1937, before the Supreme Court nominees received Supreme Court nominees received the Brett Kavanaugh treatment, President Franklin Roosevelt placed Hugo Black, a former Klansman, on the High Court. A proto-Patrick Howley revealed Black's resignation letter from the Ku Klux Klan, which he signed under an ITSUB, which means in the Sacred Unfailing Bond, complimentary clause, a common cryptic acronym favored by the secret society. After the Alabama had secured a spot. Why did not Roosevelt use the Justice Department to investigate Black? The president reasoned that a man's private life is supposed to be his private life. On the court, Black's private views became public policy. Black authored the Korematsu decision. Klansmen have consequences. In late 1989, Democrats called a former KKK exalted Cyclops their leader in the United States Senate. Robert Byrd acknowledged and regretted his useful involvement in the murderous hate group, but his fleeting association, as Bill Clinton put it, with the KKK appeared not so much a moment of insensitivity as some might construe Northam dressing up in the mid-1980s as a prolonged period of bigotry at his ugliest. Quote, rather, I should die 1,000 times and see Old Glory trampled in the dirt, never to rise again, end quote, he wrote. Senator Theodore Bilbo, another Democrat associated with the KKK, than to see his beloved land of ours become degraded by race mongrels, a throwback to the blackest specimen from the wilds. Yeah, that was, those are Democrats. Democrats. It wasn't so bad to be in that Klan hood back at a certain time in the Democratic Party. Interesting. So did the Democratic, albeit not entirely. Though no Democrat with a known past association with an odious organization as the KKK could win election to high office today, Democrats still appear awkwardly obsessed with race. This obsession manifests itself in aggressively promoting racial preferences and incentivizing immigration through giveaways to shift demography for the benefit of their electoral fortunes. It also manifests itself in a rote, reflexive calls to resign for decades old insensitivity, most offensive to the party's most loyal racial bloc. So, Northam doing some dumbass shit in his 20s. Hey, welcome to the Democrats of old. Okay, so then there's a whole nother, what's this, an article on Democrats in blackface. Yeah, we got Sarah Silverman. We got, what's that moron? Jimmy Kimmel. Remember Jimmy Kimmel doing this?
Sometime at night, call Malone, look up in the sky and say, what the hell going on up there?
Yeah, that's funny, Jimmy. That's talking broken English, pretending to be English. What's that, broken English? Try to pretend to be Carl Malone. Because Carl Malone looked up in the sky and said something.
UFO live on other planet, phoning home like E.T.
Like E.T. Yeah, okay. So, yeah. And who's this? Jimmy Kimmel again. Boy, Jimmy Kimmel dressed as Oprah. Howard Stern. Joni Mitchell. Halloween. Rachel Dolezal. Well, she's... I'm sorry, I forgot that Rachel Dolezal is black. Okay, that didn't happen. Wait, there's a story behind this bizarre photo? Well, let's see this story. Oh, okay. This is it was a photoshopped image for some reason, something that was in the HuffPost. Anyway, I don't care about that. But anyway, and Ted Danson, and then Ted Danson with Whoopi Goldberg when they were dating. You know, Ted Danson and Whoopi Goldberg used to be an item, right? Yeah. So yeah, he was. Yeah, and look at Whoopi enjoying that right there. Yeah. Okay, and then there's Shane Dawson, and who's this moron? Juliana Hough. Tyra Banks was in a photo shoot where they made themselves up as biracial and darkened their skin. The rapper Drake. Tom Hanks at a school fundraiser. And Beyonce did her own little African Queen thing. So, you know, not like there aren't any Democrats who haven't done blackface or the Ku Klux Klan before. Oh, you couldn't even see this, could you? I'm sorry. Why didn't you tell me? Of course, I'm not looking at the chat. I should look at that. Here, we'll just go through these real quick again. So we got Jimmy Kimmel, Sarah Silverman. We got Jimmy Kimmel again. There's Howard Stern, singer Joni Mitchell, and then Rachel Dolezal. But she is black, isn't she? Or something like that. I don't know. Oh, we had Sean King. Well, no, he goes. Never mind. I'm not going to even say it. That's wrong. That's wrong. How was my trip, Alan? My trip was great. As I said before, I will be putting some, and I still don't have these. Oh gosh, here. You can see all this now. Now that I forgot to put it on the screen. Duh. So these are all the celebrities that have done blackface before. Whatever. Okay, my apologies. Gosh darn it. My trip was great, by the way. I'm going to put some photos up on Instagram, and then I'm going to put a video up on my Marty's Big Journey channel so that you can see that. I'm not going to put that on here, but anyway. Let's see. Let's find a couple more headlines, then I got to get the heck out of Dodge. What did I do with this? What did I do with Ace here? Oh, that's what I did. Okay, back to Ace. All right. What the hell did I do here? Oh, here we go. All right, a couple other headlines. Chuck Schumer aired misconduct revealed during late Friday night news cycle. Yeah, you'll be reading about that. We'll hear all about that today, won't we? We won't hear a damn thing about it. Let's see. Next thing. Oh, this is the one I wanted. This is the last one I'm going to do. So we were talking about the, what do you call it? The case with the Nick Sandmann and Chief Flying Fire Pants, Nathan Phillip. Well, now a lot of people were jumping all over these kids and calling them names and telling us they were racist little fucks and they were trying to dox them and they were threatening them and ever. Well, Nick Sandmann's lawyer sends letters to these 54 entities for potential lawsuits, and I can't wait. I can't wait. Anyway, here we go. Attorneys representing Covington Catholic High School student Nick Sandmann and his family indicated on Friday that they have sent letters for potential lawsuits to over 50 entities, ranging from Democratic politicians to celebrities to media figures. The legal counsel representing Nick and his family, Todd McMurtry, and experienced libel and defamation lawyer L. Lynn Wood of Atlanta, have said they will seek justice for the harm allegedly done to the teen. The Enquirer reported. McMurtry is with the law firm of Hammer DeFrank Wessels and has practiced law in Greater Cincinnati since 1991. He said a team of 7 lawyers has been working full-time to review the media accounts of what happened. The letters have come in response to the media smearing of Sandmann after a selectively edited clip of the incident in January 2019 went viral that showed Sandmann standing face-to-face with Native American Nathan Phillips, who was beating a drum in Sandmann's face. The Enquirer added this week they have prepared documentation preservation letters addressed to the organizations and individuals they believe may have defamed or libeled Nick with false reporting. They know they crossed the line, McMurtry said. Do they want 12 people in Kentucky to decide their fate? I don't think so. Now, here's the thing about this that is incredible, too. Because Sandmann is a minor, the defamation laws are much more, much more, not lenient, but they're much more strict. You especially when it's a minor, you have to be very careful about things like that. So the list of entities that received letters were, this is a great list. Let's just go through some of it. The Washington Post, and they should be the top of the list. They're the ones who put out some of the initial reports. They didn't research it. They only went by what they saw on Twitter and on maybe the little YouTube video, and they did not follow up. The New York Times Cable News Network, aka CNN, The Guardian, National Public Radio, TMZ, Atlanta Media, Capital Publishing Corp, the Diocese of Covington, who made the mistake of reacting before they had the whole story from all sides. The Diocese of Lexington, the Archdiocese of Louisville, the Diocese of Baltimore, Anna Cabrera from CNN, Sarah Sidner from CNN, Aaron Burnett from CNN, S.E. Cupp from CNN, Elliot McLaughlin from CNN, Amanda Watts from CNN, Emmanuel Grinberg from CNN, Michelle Burstein from the Washington Post, Cleve Woodson, Washington Post, Antonio Olivio, Washington Post, Joe Heim, Washington Post, Michael E. Miller, Washington Post, Eli Rosenberg, Washington Post, Isaac Stanley Becker, Washington Post, Christy Phillips, Washington Post. Oh my goodness, these people are in trouble. Sarah McMurvis, New York Times, Emily Rube, New York Times, Maggie Haberman, who was one of the worst, New York Times, David Brooks, New York Times, Shannon Doan, I don't know who that is, Kurt Eichenwald, who is just a dickhead sometimes, Andrea Mitchell from NBC, SNBC, Savannah Guthrie, NBC, Joy Reid, SNBC, Tuck Chad, NBC, Noah Berlatsky, Alicia Fieldstad, NBC, Young Kim, I don't know who that is, HBO, Bill Maher, Bill Maher is too. His is one of the worst because on his show, I think it was this past Friday, he's still representing this as these little, he called them little, I don't know, fucks or something like that, who harassed that Indian guy. When it's been long established it was the other way around. Now, the only thing about him that I think could be a defense and a First Amendment issue is that he is doing it as comedy. But again, it's a 16-year-old kid. So those rules are much stricter for minors. Continuing, Warner Media, Condé Nast. Condé Nast is the company that publishes Cosmopolitan, GQ. They do a couple travel magazines and whatever. GQ Magazine, Heavy.com, The Hill, The Atlantic, Bustle.com. Ilhan Omar, a representative in Congress from my state of Minnesota. Elizabeth Warren, Kathy Griffith. Oh, yeah, this is what she needs this. Kathy Griffith. She's the one who is encouraging people to dox them. Alyssa Milano and Jim Carrey. Now, one thing about Jim Carrey, though. Jim Carrey was one of the first ones, after he did all his spiel about him, as soon as it became questionable, Jim Carrey deleted everything that he said about him. But still. Hours after the initial clip, which was only several seconds long, went viral on social media, longer videos began to emerge that showed the initial way the incident was framed was misleading and false. Daily Wire's Emily Zanotti reported. The 3-minute video was posted online by a group of Native American protesters who claimed they were harassed and intimidated by a group of Covington Catholic high school students waiting for their bus near the Lincoln Memorial. The video is heavily clipped at the beginning and the end and shows only an apparent confrontation between a protester named Nathan Phillips and a Make America Great Again hat-wearing teen. Saturday night, a 2-hour-long full video of the confrontation became widely available on social media, and that video shows a very different interaction than the one initially portrayed. The video, taken from the point of view of the second group protesters who witnessed the interaction, shows that Phillips approached the teens, blah, blah, blah. We know that story. The Daily Wire further noted that Covington Catholic students were verbally attacked by a designated hate group called them child molesting faggots, dirty ass crackers, future school shooters, and incest babies. So yeah, we know that story. So the letter here, if you go on the Daily Wire, they've got the entire letter here. Who knows? Maybe I'll read this one tomorrow because I got to close it up for the day. But that's the story, and that's how they are sticking to it. Yeah, Carrie made a painting. Oh, that's what it was. I think he deleted all that shit though. But yeah, so again, the other part too, like for example, Kathy Griffith says, yeah, you can't something about she didn't dox them. She was telling people to dox them, and there's so maybe she's not liable. But apparently, I was watching a report from Tim Pool talking about there's a case where Andrew Anglin did a similar thing, and he actually was found liable in that case. So there is precedent to sue all these people. So Nick Salmon's very likely going to have a very nice college fund at the end of the day when this is all over. Because I'm gonna guess that a bunch of these people will probably settle. I don't see anything from BuzzFeed in there. I was kind of hoping like BuzzFeed or HuffPo or something like that, but nothing there. So that's too bad. Anyway, I gotta close it up for today, so we're gonna close this down. Once again, thank you for those who show up every day. I love it. This is my 16th episode, and it's been fun, and I hope you're enjoying watching. If you do, please, right below here, right below there, right down there, there's this thing that says share. Click the share button. Most of you hit the likes. I appreciate that. I love the interaction. And we'll see you tomorrow. I am going to be here Monday through Friday, as always, from roughly 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. And it's just a lot of fun. So I appreciate you being here. I'm going to get ready to go. I got things to do, and so we're going to just head out. So again, thank you. My name is Marty Johnson, a.k.a. Dawg Knight. This has been the Morning Night Live. Thanks for coming. I will see you again tomorrow. My name is Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.